It's spring of 2024. You've heard mortgage rates are coming down. You've heard prices are high. You've heard a lot of things, as have I. I'm in the market every day with a deep perspective on what's happening in the Metro West area of Massachusetts, which is Greater Boston. So in this video, I'm going to share some of my thoughts about what I think is happening in the market, and I'll even share some specifics of some recent home sales in my hometown of Wellesley, so you can understand the dynamics of the market here in 2024. Jane. I'm a realtor in Wellesley, Massachusetts. My channel is all about living in Greater Boston. So please subscribe. And if you're thinking of moving here, please reach out, as I would love to help you find just the right home for you and your family. In short, the real estate market all over the country is complex. Buyers are still facing a lot of competition for homes that are priced properly and in great condition in good locations. However, not everything is going way over ask. It varies quite a bit from price band to price band. It's still going to vary on some other factors, which I can demonstrate a little bit later, but it's still a little bit confusing for buyers. One piece of good news we did see in the last couple of weeks in March of 2024 that more homes have come on the market. So that's good news for buyers. In the last 2 weeks, I was excited to have buyers that were shopping between $1 and $2 million, and I had a number of properties to show them as opposed to just one. In fact, I remember in January when I had a couple buyers that were relocating here from out of town, I resorted to driving around and showing them homes that had sold recently so I could give them a sense of neighborhood and lot, and then say, would something like this work if something like this comes on? So thankfully, as of March, more homes have come on the market. Now, while we're seeing more inventory come on, we are not expecting prices to drop. In general, home prices are going to remain high. They went up according to Guaranteed Rate, one of my lender partners. The prices had gone up like 4.4% as of December of 2023 over the previous year. So we do not anticipate a price drop. And speaking of lenders, the good news is buyers have kind of adjusted to the fact that rates are high, and even though we keep hearing they're coming down, we haven't seen the reality of that yet. Just this week, we met with one of our other lender partners, which is Chase, and they will let you refinance at no additional charge pretty quickly after you close. So a broker in my office who's been around for a very long time likes to say, date the rate, but you marry the house. So what that means is you get in the house, you get in that relationship, and then if you can refinance at a lower rate later, you can go ahead and do that. And one other thing to keep in mind, my buddy Shant from Guaranteed Rate said when he was presenting to my office last week, is that every time rates drop, that's great if you're a buyer because you can afford more house. But he said that will also, every time the rate drops half a point, another 50,000 people enter the real estate market as buyers. So your competition goes up. So what does that mean? Back to Econ 101 from my freshman year in college. If demand goes up, then supply's going down. So again, another way that it's pressing inventories to stay low. I thought it would be illustrative to give you some concrete examples of what has happened to demonstrate how not every house goes wildly over asking. So first of all, I can tell you that in Wellesley and Natick, the prices have generally been going over asking. There was a home on the market, one of my colleagues had listed in Wellesley that was on for like just under 2.8. She had multiple offers and it went over $3 million. There was another house that was priced in the high twos and also went over $500,000 over asking. So that's kind of crazy. And I think that the luxury market obviously has rules of its own. Those homes were in great location, in great condition. But I'm going to give you a couple more modest examples of some homes that didn't go wildly over asking. And for these two particular homes, there was an adverse condition for each one that kind of limited its appeal to buyers. Now, an adverse condition is something that is rooted in the land and you can't fix with money. So for example, if a house doesn't have air conditioning, you can add central air. So that is something that's fixable. But this listing of mine was in Natick that I had this spring is an absolutely beautiful house on a gorgeous cul-de-sac, really nice. And it had an acre of land, which a lot of people want that are shopping in Natick. However, in this acre of land, behind the property was an intermittent stream and some conservation land. So many buyers looking to move to Natick are looking for a large lot where their kids can throw a football in the backyard or have a swing set behind the house. Now, for this particular house, that wasn't an option. There was very shallow backyard, then intermittent stream and woods, and there was yard on the sides. But for those reasons, it kind of limited the people that really wanted a big place for their kids to play. So I did get 2 offers, and it still went a little bit over asking, and it was in the 1.5s. And interestingly, both offers were buyers that had not yet had their first child but planned to. And I also think that it's nice to have woods in your backyard too. And my kids had more fun playing in the woods, but that's my thoughts. The other house was very different. It was what we were calling a Beacon Hill style home. Beacon Hill is a posh area of Boston, downtown Boston, with beautiful older homes, townhomes that are brick with courtyards and very small yards. So when you say it's a Beacon Hill style lot, then that tells realtors that it's small. It was in an in-town location near a very nice girls' private boarding school. You could walk to town. It was near a beautiful golf course. However, the house sits sideways on the lot. So while people can get over the small yard, and actually a lot of people don't want a big yard because then they have to pay someone to maintain it or maintain it themselves. But this would be an adverse condition that you cannot change. And again, so we got a couple of offers, but as a comparison, there was a house across town that was priced just about the same in the mid 1.7s. That was a more traditional colonial, wider. Ours had more character and charm. That one didn't have air conditioning, but the broker had checked in with me to see what activity we were getting, and she shared that she was expecting a couple of offers too. So those homes priced in the 1.7s got lots of showings, great activity, but not a ton of offers. So if you're thinking about moving to the Metro West area of Boston, please reach out, as I would love to chat with you, and it'll be important to talk about what the market's going to look like for you and your family specifically, based on your location requirements and the style of home and the price range. Because as I've demonstrated, prices are kind of all over the place. And if you're curious about what it's like to work with me, what I do first is we schedule an introductory call so I can find out some of those parameters for your search. And what I'm going to definitely highly recommend is that you get in touch with a lender and get your financing pre-approved. There's a lot of details that go into that, and sometimes there's programs out there that you might not know about that offer incentives. In fact, I did just hear about one from Chase that you can get $2,500 credit from Chase at the closing, depending on the town you're looking in, which doesn't have anything to do with your income, for an example. I had another buyer just find out they had some problem with their credit that they had to fix. So that's why it's important to get those things straightened out first. Once we've established your needs and wants and price point, then it gets to be the fun part, and we can share homes with each other online or an email that appeal to you. This is assuming that you're not local. If you're local, we're going to meet right away, and I'm going to start introducing you to my favorite towns and the ones that I think are best for you, and get out there and take a look at some homes. I will share with you also in detail at that time what I do to make my offers stand out in this competitive market. We do have a couple strategies and tricks up our sleeve to help our offers shine and stand out and get accepted in a competitive market. So if you have any thoughts or questions, or are curious about the addresses of those specific homes that I mentioned, please leave it in the comments and I'm happy to share. And thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.